Welcome back to this week's Environmental News Report. First news. California has suffered its worst year of wildfires on record, with unusually destructive fires burning more than 1 million acres. Exactly why has 2017 been so bad? According to the New York Times, California had higher than average precipitation in the winter, leading to more vegetation growth. Then, during one of the hottest summers in history, the plants dried out, leaving ideal fuel for the fires. The state's fire season was prolonged, most likely due to climate change, and the Santa Ana winds that swept hot, dry air from inland California to the Pacific Ocean exacerbated the situation. The vast expansion of urban areas has also left residents more at risk. Governor Jerry Brown has said that this is the new normal for Southern Californians, adding that the state needs resources to combat fires and other disasters caused by climate change. In the wake of Donald Trump's decision to drastically shrink the sizes of 2 U.S. national parks, the clothing company Patagonia has filed a claim against the president. Trump ordered that Bears Ears National Monument in Utah be reduced in size by 85% in an attempt to reverse Obama's establishment of the park 1 year ago. Patagonia, which is known for its environmentally responsible campaign, has accused the president of exceeding the powers of his office by enacting the largest removal of protection from federal lands in history. The complaint and separate lawsuit were backed by conservation groups and Native American tribes who say the president's move endangers sacred sites. Robert Tadlock, a lawyer with Patagonia, said, quote, "This is about the issue of public lands. We've been consistent on this issue for 40 years. It's something we fought for since we started, and it's a big reason, honestly, why the company is still going, to be a voice on these issues." Narwhals, the elusive marine creatures with a distinctive long tusk, have been shown to respond unusually to human-induced stress. According to a new report published in Science, after being released from nets, narwhals' heart rates dropped drastically from 60 beats per minute to 3 or 4 beats per minute, even as they were swimming rapidly, almost like they were simultaneously trying to freeze and flee. Terry Williams, a researcher at UC Santa Cruz, and her colleagues traveled to Greenland to use technology that monitors the marine mammals' heart rates, swimming movements, and other data. Any kind of environmental changes in their relatively human-insulated habitat can mean disturbance for the narwhals, and scientists say this reaction might restrict blood flow to the brain and leave the whales addled. Starting in January, China's government will enact a plastic waste import ban in an attempt to cut down on millions of tons of plastic and other recyclables they receive every year. The U.S. exports about 1/3 of its recycling, and nearly half of that goes to China. Although China has collected recyclables from around the world for decades, it only recently announced that this foreign waste was hazardous to the nation's environmental interests and people's health. As a result, U.S. recycling companies are scrambling to adapt. Rogue Waste Systems in Southern Oregon says it has no choice but to take all of this recycling to the local landfill. Although China's plastic waste import ban does have the potential to increase environmental pollution, it could also be ushering in a new era of recycling as the U.S. becomes less dependent on China for recycling. In a report by the New York Times, climate change is neither considered a hypothetical or a burden on the Netherlands' economy, but an opportunity. The Dutch are pioneering a way to live with the water rather than subdue Mother Nature and struggle to defeat rising seas. Lakes, garages, parks, and plazas can act as enormous reservoirs when rivers and seas spill over barriers. A rowing course was built as a public amenity that collects floodwater in emergencies. A vast floodgate was constructed to protect Rotterdam's busy port, and rooftop development in neighborhoods is booming. According to Dutch officials, environmental and social resilience should go hand in hand, improving neighborhoods and spreading equity in times of disaster. This idea and policy of climate adaptation should yield a stronger, richer state. That's all for this week's Environmental News Report. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and help promote environmental awareness. Thank you.